Looks like you're ready to go live. Click here to start streaming. Okay, I'm such a dickhead. I'm so sorry, guys. If everyone can hear me, can everyone hear me? I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened with going live then. But we are now live. I should have pressed one more button. Brew and I just gave a whole 5-minute spiel about how excited we are for Teamless Tuesday. And you've missed everything. I am so sorry. But we're here. Okay, so the only thing that basically you guys have missed in this Teamless Tuesday breakdown, let me put Brew back on the screen. All right, cool. All right, sorry. I need to be prepared for this. Okay, we're back. We're live. All right, so as you guys can see, sweet. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. The only upsetting thing here, Charlie Staines is named on the wing. I was hoping Robert Jennings, he was training there. That'd be cool, but unfortunately not. Isaac Tago, Stephen Crichton, Brian To'o, Jerome Luai, Sean O'Sullivan, Moses Leota, Appy Coruscant, James Fisher-Harris, Viliami Kickout, Liam Martin, Isaiah Yeo, Mitch Kenny, Scott Sorensen, Spencer Leniu. This Penrith side is kind of what it is. So, not much to talk about here. Brew, you are on the screen now, mate. Tom Travojevic at fullback, Jason Saab, Brad Parker, Morgan Harper, Ruben Garrett, Kieran Foran, Cherry Evans, Sipley, Croker, Tapau. Ola Kawatu is named, which is something worth interesting to note because, obviously, yeah, suffered the arm fracture. Ethan Bullymore is named, Jake Travojevic. The benches, Tolatel Cooler. So, our boy Cooler gets to start off the bench. I would not be touching him off the bench. Centre wing. In that Dylan Walker mould? No. Carl Lawton, Sean Kepi, Paseka. So no Andrew Davey, Brew. Brewski.
Andrew Davies named, is he?
No, not named. Not named.
Sorry, I'm having a little trouble hearing you at the moment, so we're still not named.
Still working this out.
Good. I'm just going into the teams now, so I'll catch up.
No, you're right. So basically, yeah, the only prominent thing here from the back row, Ethan Bullymore is named. Sick. That's awesome. And yeah, Marty Tapau is named after having that back injury. Hama Olakawatu also named. Interesting. And yeah, Charlie Staines does get the nod over Robert Jennings. The Raiders-Sharks game, what were we wanting from here? Matt Moylan, Nico Hines, obviously. Josh Papali, Josh Hodgson. So there was some talk that maybe Josh Hodgson would move to 13 with Tom Starling starting, but looks like Tom Starling's playing 14. Corey Hadawiranara gets the start with Hudson Young on the edges, which is interesting. Britton Nakora, Teague Wilton. Our boy Teague Wilton with the pod shout from our sort of few % ownership. Apart from that, no Xavier Savage to be seen, not even in the top 17. Not even in the sort of squad. Jared Croker is in the 22. And yeah, Charles Cook-Kluxtar named. SC relevance from there, not so great. The Broncos and the Raiders. Now, this is the interesting one. Jermaine Sarko named at fullback, Corey Oates on the wing. Not, I guess, what we want to see. Selvin Cobbo with Billy Walters and Albert Kelly. This is kind of what we've known. The Broncos are very good at giving mail out kind of early in the day. So we've expected that. Keenan Palacia starts up front with Payne Haas, and that means Pat Carrigan plays 13. So the idea on them running with Kobe Hetherington at 13 is just not happening at all. So put the red line through him. Brew, can you hear me at all?
Somewhat. I've got some audio issues, yeah.
Yeah, so this is great. Brew's having some technical difficulties. Apart from that, Tane Milne and Jackson Paulo named. So, I mean, I think I reported this very, very early in the piece that Jackson Paulo and Tane Milne would be the wingers, and that seems to the centre and the wing combo. That is true. No Josh Mansour to be seen. Apart from that, not a whole lot of relevant news from those guys. The Knights and the Panthers. Knights and Roosters. Interesting that Billy Smith gets named. No Kevin Naguama. Paul Mamorovsky moves to the wing. Paul Mamorovsky's stocks shoot up through the fucking moon. Oh, this changes everything. I'm going to have to go fucking Paul Mamorovsky now on the wing.
Oh,
Billy Smith in the centres. So no Kevin Naguama.
But how long is Suwali out for? Because you'd have to think that now Billy Smith is the permanent centre, and is Mamorovsky's job at risk once Suwali comes back?
Yeah, you wouldn't think that Paul Mamorovsky moves back to the centre. Surely they'd just start Mamorovsky in the centres if he was the long-term centre.
Bingo.
Also,
so Mamorovsky may be an option, but may not be an option.
Sorry for talking so much before. You couldn't obviously hear me, so I had to try and carry the ship. Okay, it's good that you're back. Yeah, mate. Billy Smith getting named, that is huge because he's cheaper than Kevin Naguama off the top of my head. I think he's,
He's 294.
Okay, so he's, about 10K cheaper. So not a huge difference, but it's good that he's got that sort of spot locked up. You'd think if he wasn't the centre, because Robbo rates him highly, doesn't he? Like, you're the Roosters fan, you've got this intel, but like the club love Billy Smith.
So the intel from inside the camp is that Billy Smith and Suwali are in the starting 13, which means they're in the starting back line, and which is why whoever is goal kicking at the Roosters, I think, is going to get a big bump, and whoever's on that right wing is going to be gold at some point. That's why when we did our predictions, I said Suwali would make the most cash because I feel like at some point he's going to score hat tricks and he's going to make a shit ton of money. So I'll probably hold off from Mamorovsky, to be honest. Hopefully throughout the week, we maybe get a bit more mail on what's happening with Suwali and when his return is. But I can certainly see why Mamas might be an option for people, because if you got 6 weeks on that wing, it could be anything. I just want to go back, and I'm sorry because obviously I did have audio issues.
Yeah, I'm glad we had these issues now and not at 7:00 tonight when we're doing a proper stream. So I'm glad that we had these technical difficulties now. What are we going back to, mate?
Schiller?
Which side?
Canberra.
Where are we up to? James. Oh, okay. So I've missed this. Whoever James Schiller, someone in the chat, let us know who James Schiller is. I'm going to do a quick Google search. James.
I've never heard of him.
Schiller, NRL. He played for the Dragons last year, apparently, and then played juniors.
I've not seen one
okay, sorry.
side
His
with him.
uncle.
Is he even on
His uncle's Brett Mullins.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Okay, so good pedigree. I didn't know that. I didn't see that James Schiller got starting. Jesus. Okay. The question is, what is his security like? Is there someone missing there? Tomoko, Valame, they're both named.
He's not even on the SuperCoach.
Oh, he will be. Don't you worry. The boys will be getting their DMs blown up tonight. He'll be there. Okay, let's go back to the Roosters game because the Broncos game didn't have a lot of relevance. We sort of knew their team info. I forgot to press live, so the guys didn't hear. Sam Walker will be goal kicking, so that kind of throws out. Sorry, I'll go through the forwards as well. Connor Watson starting, expected with Sam Verrills out. Rawia Hargraves and Collins up front with Crichton, Statili, and Victor Radley in the back row with Drew Hutchins at the 14, Fletcher Baker, Nat Butcher, and Siosiwa Takiyaho on the bench. And then you've got, for the Knights, the Callum Ponga, Dominic Young, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Nari Tuala, Clifford Clune. No surprises there. Clemmer, Randall, Saifidi up front. Jacob, that is, no surprises there with the injury to Daniel. Tyson Frizzell. Lachlan Fitzgibbon starts over Mitch Barnett. Are we concerned with Kurt Mann's stocks now that Mitch Barnett's on the bench? Do you think that's 13 cover? Do you think that's maybe even some front row forward cover? Or do you think it's more back row cover for Lachlan Fitzgibbon?
And
their bench looks like Crosland, Barnett, Leo Thompson, who is a bottom dollar cheapie, and Jai Momasia at 205k. Sorry, Brew, you go now, mate.
I'd have to look into Leo Thompson. I don't know much about him. Momasia can play prop or edge, so can Barnett. So it's really, the minutes are up in the air for me. It's a little bit of a concern.
So do you think we run with Kurt Mann now, or do you think you drop down to Beau Fermor? I haven't even looked at the Titans, so I'm going to quickly skip ahead to the Titans and make sure Beau Fermor does get named and no Kevin Proctor. Beau Fermor is named with Kevin Proctor at 17. That kind of puts me off as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Kurt Mann now. I was really hoping that Fitzgibbon is left out with Barnett on the bench, Barnett starting, and then sort of no bench cover.
You've got me looking ahead now too.
I think this is good. I think this is good for Chris Randall. I think Chris Randall's now locked into sort of 60 plus minutes, which is sick.
Yeah, I can't see Crossland playing too many minutes, to be honest with you.
Nah, nor can I. I think he's more of that back you cover, like that old school back cover. You've got Mann there that'll play 13. You've got Barnett that can play 13. You've got Momasia that'll cover the edge. You've got Thompson that'll cover up front. David Clemmer, 400 and mid. I think he's mid 400s. I'm tempted.
I think I need to skip ahead. The chat's going nuts, and I want to know what they're talking about.
Oh goodness, what have we missed? Okay,
we've missed a fair bit, so yeah, I'm just gonna have a pick.
What could we? Okay, I'll keep going while you skim ahead. The Warriors and the Dragons. The Warriors are very good at releasing their teams early. They're with the time difference. They always release them early. They line up. Okay, yeah, well, we expected that. So, Chanel Harris-Tavita, Dallin Wateni-Zelezniak, Viliami Vayela, big raps on him. He'll be in my side. Rocco Berry, Marcelo Montoya, Cody Nikorima, Sean Johnson, Adam Fennell-Blake is captain. Big tick for big AFB. Wade Egan, Bunty Afoa will start with Ewan Aiken, Eliezer Katoa, and Josh Curran at 13. The bench is made up of Jazz Tavanga, Ben Murdoch-Masila, Aaron Penne, Bailey Simonon. Apart from Vayela and maybe Katoa, there's probably not a whole lot of relevant news that we're surprised about. So, yeah.
No. I saw that side predicted online, and it's 100% what we ended up getting. So,
for the Dragons, the battle between Sloan and Ramsey looks like Sloan's won out. No surprises there. So Ramsey on the wing spot with Michaeli Ravalawa. The centers are Zach Lowe, Max Moses, Sully, Talatal Moan, Ben Hunt in the halves, Blake Laurie, Aaron Woods, Andrew McCulloch up front, Jack Bird, Jaden Sewer, Jack DeBellin. I'm pretty sure that's unchanged apart from the moves. Like, that's unchanged from the Charity Shield apart from Ramsey wearing a different jersey to Sloan. The benches Mbai, Francis Molo, Josh Kurt, Jack Wasecki. So, yeah, not a whole lot there. A couple of omissions. Daniel Alvaro and George Burgess. He also misses out. So, his stocks plummet.
We're going to be really happy when you get to the Cowboys.
Oh, baby. Don't tell me. Don't do it to me. Yes! Get in there, my boy, with Cohen Hess. I thought he'd take McLean's rotation. I'm so happy. I'm sorry that was very loud. I'm so happy. I'm so pumped. Oh, we have to try and keep somewhat of a straight face when we record these podcasts, but like these live things, man, like it just brings out like all your emotion. I'm smiling ear to ear. You can't see me, but I'm beaming.
Man. Charlie Staines was named.
Yeah, sorry, you didn't hear me. When we named that, yeah, my mood started pretty low because Robert Jennings didn't get named, which wasn't ideal. But hey, we get Vayela, which is, I think that's a.
Did you see? There's no Connor Tracy and Matt Icavali starting on the wing.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, that's kind of expected. We found out Connor Tracy had an off-season injury. He's only come back a couple weeks ago, so I didn't. If you got named, awesome. But yeah, I wasn't too stressed on that one. Okay, what other games do we have to look at quickly before we wrap this up? Because this stream has been a disaster. But I'm glad it was a disaster because that means we've got all the kinks ironed out for tonight. Storm and the Tigers. Dane Laurie. Okay, this side looks like it's pretty normal for the Tigers. Alex Twal, Simpkins, Stefano, Tuolangi, Leilua. Okay, Luke Garner's named to the bench. That's sick. That's awesome. That's huge. Bro, Garner's named on the bench.
We've only got to worry about the minutes, but
I don't
at the
care.
same
Like,
time,
yeah, sick. I would much rather Garner be on the bench and not be in the side at all.
No, yeah, it's good news. It means that Tuolagi has won the spot. So maybe they're easing Garner back in, but at the very least, we're going to get some cash out
Probably
of Tuolagi.
a month starting.
It's his job now to lose, I would say. So,
okay,
that's fantastic.
How
news.
good is this stock? How good is this stock photo? This stock photo from Ryan Pappenhausen is the greatest thing I've ever seen. His hair in this stock photo is the best thing I've ever seen. He looks beautiful. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's this glorious mullet. Okay, so Pappenhausen at fullback, Jenks and Xavier Coates on the wings, Remus Smith, Olam, nothing surprising there. Nick Meaney at 6. So who misses out there, Nick or Rima or Wishard? Oh, Cheese is 8 at 9. Okay, interesting. Yep. And Josh King at 13.
I still think Wishart is a chance to get some minutes this season, to be honest with you, because I think Smith will play more, I think, in the front row rotation, and I can really see Wishart securing a 14. That's why some of the sides that I've shown you have had him as my dual. That's the actual reason. I just have this inkling that they want to groom someone to be, I don't think they want Harry Grant playing 80. I think they want someone rotating with him. Cheese isn't there next year. So I have a strong feeling that Wishart's going to get some time this year. Also,
I just realized Andrew Fafita got named at 17. Sick. I forgot about that. That's awesome. So he gets named. Oh, I haven't looked at the Bulldogs either. Crap.
Yeah, Dogs is interesting too. Ockenball's on the wing.
Oh, no, I just care about Max King.
Oh, actually, I didn't look for that.
Yeah, that's all I care about for the Dogs.
Yeah. Did you see Josh King's name to start?
Max King gets the 16.
Well, that's good news.
Yes.
That means my cheapies in the front row. I've got to axe someone for Tanua Brown.
All aboard this.
What else was there?
Sorry, and also Lukey and Nanai got named. Let's go back to the Storm side because we didn't actually look at that properly for the guys. Bro, this stream's
Josh King.
Yeah, Josh King. Okay, so Josh King, what is he? 280K.
But how long's he start 13 for? Like,
1
Cheese will
week.
start 13 next week.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Then King will go back to the bench, you would suggest.
That's what I'm saying. Is this a Bullymore situation, but like even shorter time frame?
It's a more realistic situation, at least, though. We know King's a good player.
So who drops out?
And you've got
a
lot of these guys leaving the club too. So, there might be more minutes as the season progresses. He could be a bit of a slow burn cheapie for you. Could play some solid minutes over Origin. I don't hate it, to be honest with you.
So who's coming back? Chris Lewis. He'll be back next week, and as will Harry Grant. So it depends if Chris Lewis.
So Grant will go to 9.
Yeah, and then Cheese
will go to 13, and then King will go to the bench.
Does Chris Lewis get a bench spot as well?
Maybe, maybe not, but they're not going to carry Nicarima and Wishart on the bench.
No, I think
that'll be the team.
I think
the weekend.
I think Meaney goes to 14. So I think Munster comes in. Meaney goes in for Wishart. Round 2.
And Nicarima.
Oh, Nicarima drops out for. Nicarima will drop out for Grant.
Yeah, that bench doesn't make sense to me. You got one prop forward, Lario. You got
Nas,
a utility, and you got a hooker. It's a strange.
I'll tell you what though.
I don't know if that's how they'll play.
If you own Brandon Smith, expect big fucking minutes here.
I did own Brandon Smith till fucking a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think if you own Brandon Smith, expect huge minutes from him here. Stefano starts. Cool. Okay, how many more games do we have before we end this stream?
It depends if that bench is the case, but like.
Matto's at 13.
It's the 2 utilities on the bench. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that's how they'll line up. I can see someone else coming into the side and someone dropping out.
All aboard Reed Marnie, because there is no Mitch Rain. Okay, sorry. Clint Guthson at fullback. Sean Russell, get in there. Will Panasini, Wanga Blake, Bally Simonson, Dylan Brown, Mitch Moses, RCG, Paulo, Reed Marnie. Lane, Isaiah Papali'i, and Ryan Madison at 13. Put a line through Madison at 13. He'll be fantastic for the Eels, and he'll make them play way more fluid. But for Supercoach, no. Makahisi Makatoa, Big Krakatoa at 14. Oregon Kafusi, 15. Ray Stone at 16. Jake Arthur at 17. No Mitch Rain.
So you got Stone and Arthur who could potentially play some dummy half though, with what you said about Marnie. So
I don't know, mate. Did you see Ray Stone in the preliminary final last? I don't think he's playing hooker for the rest of his career.
Ray Stone's shithouse, but anyway, he can go to the Dolphins or wherever he's going next season. Arthur, I quite like Arthur.
Yeah, good
as a
player,
but I don't know if he's dummy half either. So I think they're searching for who's going to be hooker next season, and they're going to try some things. I can see one of those two dropping out, Arthur or Stone. I could see a Greg maybe coming into the side, or a Cartwright.
Depends on Nathan
also,
Brown. Depends on Nathan Brown's fitness. Yeah, if he passes captain's run, expect him to probably come in and start. Because
Lane goes to the bench, Madison goes to the edge. Yeah.
As for the Titans, Jaden Campbell, Philip Sami, Brian Kelly, Patrick Herbert, Corey Thompson, AJ Brimson, Toby Sexton. No surprises there.
Pretty good side, that.
Pretty good.
Underrated side.
I mean, the backline's played about 200 games, and 190 of them have come from Corey Thompson. The rest of them have played nothing. That's disrespectful to Kelly and Semi.
4 or 5 seasons.
But it's a very, very young spine. Like Campbell, Brimson, Sexton, Clark, Fasul Malawi. I don't think anyone's over the age of 23, 24 there. So
that's a very good pack they've got, but
yeah. So Mofo, Aaron Clark, Isaac Liu, David Fafita, Bo Fermor, and Tino Fasul Malawi. I would be fist pumping for galore if I'd be doing backflips if Bo Fermor was starting. But we scroll down and we see old Sideshow Bob there at number 17. Not ideal. Will Smith, Sam Lasone, Jermaine Jolliffe. Those two are middles. Will Smith is a utility. He'll come on for Tino. But Kevin Proctor, you'd think his role is there to spell... I don't know. Like, does he spell for feeder at all?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I still don't think Fafita will play 80 minutes, to be honest with you. So we will see what happens. I don't personally think he's going to play 80.
So do you still start with him then?
Start with Fafita or...
No, yeah, start with... I think you start with Fafita because if it goes pairs up, you just downgrade rather than not starting with him and then try and scramble to get him in.
I'm definitely starting with Fafita.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool. Okay. Hey, what do we think of Tino at captain? Do you think he's going to get minutes, or is that bench putting you off, or?
The bench, Jolliffe.
The bench is 2 middles, a utility, and a back rower.
I think he's going to get pretty solid minutes. Mateki will play probably 50, no more than 55.
Yeah, he's always been a 50, 55-minute kind of guy, so...
Yeah, I could see Tino playing 60, 65 minutes.
Which would make him a decent option. Okay, Cowboys and...
last year the minutes were the problem. When he played lock, he scored a hell of a lot better. And if he got 65 minutes plus, he generally scored 60 plus. The problem was, kept getting stitched around with the minutes. So it'll be interesting to see if they've learnt from last season.
Last game, Cowboys, Bulldogs, the least fun to talk about. Hamiso, Kyle Felt, Valentine Holmes, Peter Hiku, Murray Tuolungi, Tom Deard, and Chad Townsend. No surprises in that back line. Jermaine Tanua Brown starts. How good. Reece Robson, Cohen Hess, Harlem Lukey, Jeremy Nanai, both those young kids getting an edge spot. I've been pretty vocal about preferring Nanai over Lukey. That's just me. Jason Tamler at 13. Not captain. Chad Townsend's captain. Ruben Cotter on the bench. Jordan McLean, Mitch Dunn, Tom Gilbert. So that's great for the edge boys. I don't know how good it is for Dimensional Brown. But, I mean, 270k, you can't ask for much more, can you?
No. It's good. I like it.
I would have loved to see Granville at 14, Cotter at 15, because it takes a middle spot away from someone. But, yeah, I mean, is what it is. Mitch Dunn can Tom Gilbert can fill in on the edge. So maybe Todd looks to spell his young boys, but yeah, who knows? Okay, so
I don't know if they'll both play 80.
Yeah, the Dogs line up with Matt Dufty, Jaden Ockenbaugh, Braden Burns, Brett Naden, Josh Adokar, Matt Burton, and Jake Avarillo. So no Kyle Flanagan. I think a lot of people are calling for him. No Brendan Wakeham either. Matt Burton would be goal kicking, you would imagine, based off the trials. He played with Avarillo last week. He still kicked over him, so that's fine. Luke Thompson, Jeremy Marshall-King, Paul Vaughan, Jack Hetherington, Tavita Pangai Jr., Josh Jackson. Jack Hetherington at 12, there was a lot of hype around him and he did nothing in the trials, so I would not be going near him whatsoever. Number 14, Bailey Blondie Otto, Corey Waddell, Max King, Chris Patolo. Now, Chris Patolo is a back rower, I'm pretty sure.
I can't see Hetherington playing 80 minutes, to be honest with you.
Nor can I. So you think Waddell and Patolo spell through the edge? Waddell can cover the edge in the middle. Max King's out middle. Patolo's more of an edge. And then Bailey Blondie Otto is more of your utility. So I'm not too sure. Like Josh Jackson, you would expect plays 60, 65 plus. Tavita Pangai probably going to go close to playing 80.
Someone's getting massive minutes in that pack.
Luke Thompson, I would suspect. He's a big middle that can play. Like Paul Vaughan probably doesn't have the motor to play huge minutes these days. So you'd think... I don't think Paul Vaughan's playing more than 55, if that's what we're sort of referring to.
55 for a prob.
Yeah, no, but the way you're hinting at it...
If he plays 55 minutes, he will absolutely beast mode.
The way you're talking... Hang on, let's have a look. What did he do last year? So Paul Vaughan...
No, well, you look at it. Waddell's not going into a prop rotation. Okay,
I don't see why they carry Patolo and King. So Patolo and Waddell, both edges.
So is Jackson playing 80 minutes?
I think Jackson plays 70 plus. Like he played Barrett relied on him heavily last year. Like heavily. Okay, so this is how I think it's gonna play out. Luke Thompson 65, Jeremy Marshall King 70, Paul Vaughan 50, Hetherington 50, Tavita Pangai Jr. 80, Josh Jackson 80, Bailey Blondie Otto, no idea. Waddell will fill in. King might play 35. Patolo might play 25. So, yeah, Waddell might just split minutes with Hetherington, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think Luke Thompson's going to play massive minutes.
Between King and Patolo, you've got to try and pick up 30 minutes from Vaughan, 15 minutes from Thompson, 45 minutes. Yeah, I don't know.
I think Thompson's going to play huge minutes. I'm talking like 63 plus. Which
someone's going to be a winner in that pack. We'll just have to wait and see who it is.
And the winners will be you guys at 7 o'clock tonight when Brew and I go live for our proper preview. It'll be more structured, less of me hooing and hawing because Jermaine Brown gets named. But I really hope you guys have enjoyed our impromptu Teamless Tuesday reaction. This won't be an every week thing. We want to do it for 1 week for SuperCoach. Round 1, I need to go build my teammate for our stream tonight. I need to go finalise it because we are in for a big one.
Yeah. It was a bit of a clusterfuck today, but, we're still learning, so we'll get the kinks out now. But, no, interesting teams. Lots of changes to be made. I've got about an hour, I reckon, to get a side together, send it to you so you can do the digital shit, and then we'll be back at 7 p.m.
7 p.m, guys. Be there, be square, whatever. Enjoy. I have been the SC Whisperer. I've been joined by Glenn, Brew 22, whatever he wants to call himself these days. Enjoy.